Welcome to this Crystal 2.0 training video. You are currently in the Role and User Group Demonstration section. In this video, we will show you how to set up role and user groups. Crystal 2.0 offers quick settings for both role and user group. In role, we define the scope of authority, covering the function privileges, device permission, and priority for PTZ control and matrix login. There are 4 default roles: admin, power user, user with viewing privileges, and guest with live viewing privileges. In user group, we manage user information consisting of username/password and user login time control. By assigning a role to user groups, you can save time on setup. For example, let's say that in one company only the security guards and management are permitted to view video. We can define role 1 as users restricted to viewing privileges and role 2 as users enjoying video export privileges. Next, we create the user group. This group has 1 supervisor and 2 guards. If we assign role 1 to the guards, we can restrict all guards to view-only privileges. For the supervisor, we can assign role 2 with an additional privilege like export. Once you have set up several role profiles, you can save a lot of time assigning privileges in future. This is because you can copy an existing role profile and assign it to new user groups and users as appropriate. Please note that only the administrator enjoys the privilege of setting up role and user groups. Now, let's go to role settings. In role settings, we will demonstrate how to add a role, assign function privilege, assign device permission, assign PTZ and matrix priority, and set up matrix privilege. Let's now go to New Client for the role settings demonstration. Log in to New Client, go to the Config tab, and then go to System Settings. You can see the privilege overview of all roles on the home page. To add a new role, go to Role homepage and then click Add on the tree list to add a new role. Go to Properties and input a name. Click on Privilege to open the Privilege page. Here you can restrict users from specific operations like configuring or exporting video. Next, to define device permission, click on the Permission tab. You can see all the devices in the left column. Select the devices you want to view and check off the settings desired on the device permission system. Once device permission is disabled, the role can't access or carry out any operation with the device. You can quickly enable or disable all devices by clicking once on the title bar or on Recording Servers. To enjoy greater ease and flexibility, please see the function privileges displayed on the top row, where you can further define specific privileges for each device. For example, this role cannot view playback video for Recording Server 1, but is allowed to do so with other devices. Please note that privilege and permission settings are synchronized to speed up the setup process. In the priority settings, we can define the control priority for PTZ preset patrol priority and the matrix priority. With regard to PTZ preset patrol priority, users with higher priority can lock the PTZ panel such that users with higher priority can avoid being logged out by users with lower priority. Next, we can set up the matrix control privilege for this role. Here, we can enable or disable control of matrix settings and define the matrix profile so that when this role logs in, the new matrix will display the preset matrix profile. Last, we can define whether the new matrix will automatically start up when this user logs in to the management server on New Client. Now, all the role settings are complete. Next, let's review the process for user group and user settings. We need to add a user group, choose a role for the user group, assign the login schedule, and add a user under the user group. Now, let's go to the user group and user settings demonstration. Log into New Client, go to the Config tab, and head over to System Settings. find User Group Homepage and then click Add to add a new user group. This process is quite easy. Just assign a group name, choosing a role that we have already set up, and choose the Schedule from the Schedule profile. Next, we need to add a new user under this user group. Find this user group on the tree list and then click Add to add a new user. Please assign the username and password for this user. For the role and login schedule settings, this user's default settings follow the user group settings. However, you can still customize it to meet your specific needs. Now, all settings for the user group and user are done. For further information on the Crystal 2.0, please visit the NUUO website at www.nuuo.com.